Good morning, everyone. It's Trader Rob. November 18th. We are live. Who hit the setups? Left you guys with the setup yesterday on the ES, long at the 6648. Hit about 7 o'clock this morning. TP1, TP2. And same thing with the NQ trade. Sorry, IB low's right at it. There's a reason why. TP1, TP2 as well on the NQ trade. So hopefully you guys were early enough to get some of those trades. I unfortunately was not. My wife is out of town and I had to take the kids this morning to school. Or I should say kid. So let's get rid of that setup on the ES. Let's get back to where we're at. Here we go. Kind of erratic morning here. Yes, we get rid of this guy. TP1, TP2, beautiful setup. All right, I did add, so let me give you guys some updates. Let's get to where price action is currently at. So a few updates. I took on an endeavor yesterday and I completely wiped out NinjaTrader and reinstalled a completely fresh reinstall of NinjaTrader. And I had to go through the painful process of getting all the indicators back on, updating the machine IDs, getting all the charts set up, which hopefully they are going to be perfectly fine this morning. And I kind of ran a bench test. So the way I did a bench test yesterday, I've been doing this actually for a couple days with different tweaks. I told you guys overclocked my CPU thinking that it was actually my computer, which I now do not think it was. I think it was an error with NinjaTrader. When I first installed NinjaTrader, I did get an error during the installation process. I reinstalled it and it did work fine. But as you guys know, I've been having a lot of issues changing intervals while on stream. And so what I did is I did a bench test from the second that I put in my password credentials to get into NinjaTrader, how long it would take to load all the charts with real-time data, and for it to all the charts to say stop loading, you know, that the loading thing goes away and it's ready to go. And on average, I was anywhere from 5 minutes to 5 minutes and 30 seconds. And then I went over to my laptop and I did it. I went upstairs and I was averaging about 1 minute and 30 seconds to 1 minute and 45 seconds. So I knew that there had to have been something wrong. So I reinstalled everything, dumped everything out. Again, it was a painful task. I was up extremely late last night getting all this done and ready for today's stream. And got everything loaded, got all the indicators up and running, and I did the exact same process where I pretty much, you know, turned the PC off, turn it back on, started NinjaTrader, minute and 12 seconds to load the charts. So with that being said, I'm hoping that my freezing issue is resolved. Now, I'll know obviously during the stream. I will always see a little bit of lag, because I see a little bit of lag on my laptop and my desktop upstairs when I am live streaming. It's taking up a lot of resources. So it should take 5 to 10 seconds to load from a different interval, but not the 45 seconds that it was taking me previously. So that was fun. And in general, I was not happy with my trading yesterday. If you guys remember, I took an early winner. I was up about $1,200. Took a loss on the ES trade, which again, not that I didn't have confidence in my setup, but I just saw that the last layer of defense was my stop loss. So I figured I'd try to preserve some capital and tightened my stop up pretty tight. Got knocked out, and then got a nice footprint confirmation, and took that next trade for, I want to say, at least 5 points, maybe 6 points. Got me out of the red, got me back into the green, up 1,400. And then right from that pivot that our entry provided, which is, you know, again, just giving me even more confidence that the setups are right on point, I then decided to take a look at the NQ trade. I even said many times on stream, be very careful with this trade. We have a lot of upward pressure. It seemed like they wanted to go to that. I even had it marked off where I thought they were going to go, and that's exactly where they did go. And jumped into that NQ trade right to the end of stream. I think I ended off the day yesterday negative 205. So my journaling for yesterday was not pleasant, and still trying to figure out the rationale as to why I really wanted to jump into that trade. I don't know. So it's part of trading, and don't like the fact that I was red yesterday, but I know in the same time it is a part of trading. So with that being said, let's take a look at some setups and let's see what the day can bring us. We got some things here to map out. Let's start off with the NQ. Got a little area. Actually, that did not break structure, so I'm not interested. I'm not interested to the top side. Let's see if we go to maybe the 5-minute here. Boom. Nice. All right, so let's see how quick that was from the 1 to the 5. I think the big test will be from like the 5 to back to the 1, but we'll see. All right, so an area that I would like to map out is right down here. Did break a good amount of structure there. And we've got a decent little pocket right here. Right there. Get rid of this guy. Let's go back down to the 1 minute just so we can see price action. Sorry, I don't mean to give you guys my whole rundown on, let's see here, this one's coming pretty quick. What time is it? 8:40. Let's see here. Let's see what happens here. Would like this to have come just a little bit later, but oh, I gotta make sure I get these confirmations off. Dang it. So right there, we missed our entry there by about a tick. And actually, I think I had my entry there too. Right. Well, that's kind of stunk. Order canceled. I'm just going to put an order down here, guys. This is not where I'm going to be doing. I just want to disable this. Okay. So we missed our entry there by about two points. Krypton, good morning. Key, good morning. Show me the money, good morning. Barbarian, good morning. Billy Joe, good morning. Steve Spence, good morning. GTO, good morning. James, good morning. All right, let's see what happens here now. There's the tap. There's... Ooh. Okay. That came about a tick away from TP1 there. But again, no limit order for me there just because of the previous sweep right there. I would like to have seen a footprint confirmation, which I did not get. So, good non-trade there. Let's get rid of this guy. And let's take a look at some other setups. We've got a long sitting below us at the 24,523. Targeting the... let's go here. Sorry. So we got a long targeting the 24,523.50. TP1 at 24,531.75. TP2 at 24,536.50. And our stop loss at 24,516. Again, entry at 24,523.50. TP1 at 24,531.75. TP2 24,536.50. Stop loss at the 24,516. And I think I got this to the right font. Let's see, maybe if I can make it a little bigger. I also did add the IB low and high to the ES. I want to start monitoring that setup as well. All right, so on the NQ, back to the NQ. Now we had a movement to the downside that originated from right here. And a pretty decent movement. Let's see if this works. Okay, now let's go here. Let's put this guy in right here. That was pretty impulsive there. All right, NQ set up short at the 24,739.75, targeting the 24,732.50, and then TP2 at 24,725.50, stop loss at the 24,750. Entry 24,739.75, TP1 24,732.50, TP2 24,725.50. Stop loss 24,750. That was a pretty strong reaction back to the upside here. Let's see. Man, again, right to the freaking tick, man. That was off by at least a tick right there, maybe 2 ticks. I got to take the limit order off right there. I mean, the reaction happened. That was TP1, TP2. Just missed it. Man, it's 2 entries now. Missed by a point or 2. Crappers. that. Don't like that. All right, what else we got? We didn't break structure there. All right, let's take a look at the ES now. Now we missed that one on the ES. We got the one to the top side. So on the ES, remember, we still have the short at the 67.1950, targeting the 67.17 and the 67.14.50, with the stop loss at the 67.23.50. We also got a long at the 66.16, targeting the 66.19, the 66.21, with the stop loss at the 66.09.75. Again, entry 66.16, TP1 66.19, TP2 66.21, stop loss 66.09.75, and then to the short, we're looking at 67.19.50, targeting 67.17, targeting 67.14.50, and then stop loss at 67.23.50. So guys, just so you guys can understand, you know, when we miss a setup like that by a tick or two, in at least the people in my signals service group know that that's typically a signal that I will invalidate, or a setup that I will invalidate, because the initial reaction, what I was thinking was going to happen, happened. I mean, that was a strong reaction. I mean, TP1 and TP2 got swept very quickly. So that initial reaction, now it doesn't mean that on the second retest it can't go to TP1 and TP2, but the signal loses a lot of strength at this point because of the fact that this sweep already occurred. Or I should say, this balancing out of volume already occurred right here. Here now, you know, depending on how you're trading, you could possibly get in with a footprint confirmation. You could still blindly take a limit. I would only be targeting TP1 if that's the scenario that you still find yourself wanting to take this setup. And if the ES here can break through, you know, then we'll start looking for a setup in this area of unbalanced volume that they've just left here. But I'd like to see a little bit more of a push, to the downside here. New York, Bremen, Rob, where does that level come from? Which level are you talking about? Face, thank you so much for joining the Signal group. If you can, I'm going to give you my email address. Just send me your Discord user ID. Just reply to the or send me an email with your Discord user ID, and I'll get you set up into the Signal service. So this would be for Mace. Okay, and I had a bunch of emails yesterday from people saying that they're, you know, trying to go to the website and, you know, to get the weekly bands and the tradable levels that I send out every Sunday, and that they're having issues that they've repeated. So I did speak with GoDaddy, which is the hosting company that I use, and they said it's one of two different issues. One is if you have previously, what's that word called? Opted out of that email marketing, you obviously won't get that email. And then two, it sometimes will be diverted directly into your spam or your junk folder. So those two things could be the issue. Now, I have manually entered in everybody who sent me an email, so you will receive them because I opted you in, because obviously you emailed me saying you wanted it. So now that you're opted in, you'll get it, but you're just going to still have to look at your junk or spam folder on Sunday. I think we got 9 a.m. news this morning. It's factory orders comes out at 9 a.m. So in about 7 minutes. Apex announced this morning a 80% off sale. Again, they're offering, that's for the first month, and then they're also offering the $40 lifetime PA fees, which that's where really that discount really comes into play. You know, if you're looking to scale up with Apex, like 5 or 10 accounts, that $40 PA fee lifetime. So it's whenever you pass it, that'll save you a big bulk of money right at the time where you do end up getting that PA. So they are running that sale. I do know that I couldn't get into my news service this morning through Financial Juice. It was very spotty. Most of you have probably already heard that Cloudflare was having issues. A lot of websites, a lot of prop firms use them. So there's been some pretty erratic emails and dashboard issues that a lot of people are reporting. So just know that that's been happening already this morning. It's crazy how one service can cause so much mayhem. Let's see what the 6616s are doing. 17s are strong, 12s are strong. So again, we're going to see that reaction at TP2 that we normally see at my TPs. We got really good defense coming in at the 15s, so I love that. So Nordic, another thing too, if you did do it 2 weeks ago, you would have gotten Sunday's email. I think I sent that around 1:30 Central Time. But there was no email the previous Sunday. That was the Sunday that I was traveling, so you wouldn't have had that anyways. But yeah, if you're in the Signal group, I mean, you're getting them every day, so. So we got some good defense right here, which I like. One second. Sneeze. Excuse me. Well, so far things seem to be, let's go to the 15-minute. Okay, that was super fast. Now let's go back down to the 1 minute. This is where I would always have the issues before. Calculating and stop. And stop. Okay, good. Yeah, that's perfect. That is perfect. Good deal, Holyfield. All right, so we're pretty close on the NQ and the ES. Let's see what the 24, 5, 23. Let's see. Okay. I like this one too. So we'll take a look at the ES, leaving a resting limit order there. Make sure my trade copier is all good. Yes, it is. Don't sweep it again. Let's get an entry here. Let's get an entry here. Don't do this again. Not 3 times in a row. Goodness. Will that tap me? Whoa, whoa. What was that? Oh no. I had my ES ATM strategy on. Son of a gun. Ugh, what a... Whoa, whoa, whoa. Something just went crazy on my level 2 book map. Went absolutely berserko. I don't know what that was. The ES didn't respond like that. Oh, then that was the 9 a.m. news. I didn't even factor that into the equation either. That was dumb. That was dumb. So the ES really did not get affected much by that, but the NQ took a... That was a wild spike. I don't really... Let me see if I can see what happened there. If I could drop down here. What the... looks like TP1 would have been missed by like a point or two on that one. At least that's what I see on my chart. If anybody sees anything different, let me know. I honestly did not even factor in the news there. Not good. Not good. But I guess the ATM of the ES, I have that set at 3 points for this trade, and let's see here. I like this one. Let's go. Kind of an unfortunate sweep there again. Seems to be the theme of the morning. Oh, I don't like that. That just went right through both of those defenses. I don't like that. If we can get past the 15s here, that would look better for us, but that is not the drawdown I like to see. So we got defense at the 6610s. That's the last layer right now, so unfortunately I hate to do this, but let's see what happens here. Whoa. Oh, that wasn't good. That was a lot of push to the downside here now. Dang it. Knocked out. Knocked out. Not a good day. Not a good day. TP1 right now is left completely unbalanced. TP2 is somewhat balanced. Kind of like the strength here, though. I kind of like the strength from buyers here. Let's see one more tap into the 07s. Where did that tap into? The 08s. So right now, TP1 is completely left unbalanced. TP2 is already balanced out, so I wouldn't even be looking at that one. Nah. Well, they blew through those. Alright, a lot of downward pressure here. Oh, that stunk. That one stunk. Oh, this is a nice one right here, though. TP. OTP. Load. Stop loss. All right. So we've got another area mapped out on the ES at the 6650.50, shorting down to the 6647.50. TP2 at 6644.25. And this is going to balance out TP1. Yeah. With a stop at the 6654. So entry at the 6650.50. TP1 at 6647.50. TP2 6644.25. Stop loss 6654.75. Have a good one, Brian. And try to fight back here. So, kind of went in with the morning to be a little bit more aggressive with my entries to get into some limit orders, just to get some better positioning. And it was maybe the wrong morning to try that strategy. Now let me take a look at the foot. Oh, you know what? I'm not going to see it anymore. Shit. Oh, yeah, I can see my entry. Let's see. Let's see what the footprint looked like. All right, there was the entry. And just like I thought, there was zero. Let me show you guys this. So this was the entry right here. This was where my line was at. Green, no footprint confirmation. No footprint confirmation. No footprint confirmation. I did get the footprint confirmation right here, but that was already pretty deep into that trade. So could it have maybe gotten me out of that trade? Possibly. Possibly. All right. We gotta keep fighting though. Alright, let's jump down to the 1 again. And stop. Good. Alright. So, typically I don't like setups. This one's got at least a little bit of a buffer here. But a clear short at the 24,695.75. Targeting the 24,686.50. With a TP2 of 24,680.75. And a stop of 24,702.75. Again, entry 24,695.75 with a TP1 at 24,686.50, TP2 at 24,680.75, stop loss at the 24,702.75. And let's take a look at the ES again. A lot of pressure right here. A lot of pressure for the market. Market can get through this. We should see an uptick again. It's going to have its work cut out for it. Yep. Do-do-do. Yeah, GTO. I mean, that was I could have definitely made a case to get right back in for TP1, but then we started blowing through some of the defense down below. But I wanted to jump back into that one. In that show. No, I don't know. this guy. Let's take a look here now. All right. NQ long just hit. Which one did I miss? Do we have a setup on the NQ? Show me the money. I tried to. It was about 1 o'clock in the morning when I was updating the closest signals that I had on my chart. Dang it, looks like I missed that one. Take profit. Oh no, take profit. I don't know what's going on with you. What the hell is that? Sell limit 1. Okay. I'm gonna try to still stay aggressive here today. I'm gonna try to limit order into most of my entries today. That was a good reaction right there. That was a good reaction. Just didn't break structure. That's the only reason I couldn't give that a signal. Morning, Nate. Like jamming in a good way or super loud? Let me know which way. Let's get out of this guy. Alright, we got the IB play here at the 24,430. Let's see if well, that one can play out. Perfect. Okay, good. Yeah, let's see. The station I got on today is Retro Wave Essentials. All right, let's see what happens here. 30s are defended pretty good. 25's got some defense. 20s. Let's see what happens here. Should be at the 430s. Yes. Okay. Yeah, long off the low, but with a footprint confirmation. So I need to see a green footprint candle with negative delta for me to take that IB play. And I'm targeting 15 points stop, 15 point take profit. Morgan, yeah, I think so. I don't know exactly, but from the few tests that I've done, it's about 7 to 10 seconds delay on the OBS when I'm streaming. And I was researching over the weekend. There is a few things that I can do to minimize the delay in the stream. I just got to cut my what's it called? FPS, which is the frames per second. So right now I'm running at 60 frames per second, which is pretty much the best quality you can get. They got probably higher, but for streaming it's above average. If I drop it down to 30, you might see some degradation in quality, but then the stream, actually I think 30 should be even fine. So that'll be a test that I do. So remember this big block right here that I told you guys I was gonna have a hard time getting through? That's where it had the hard time getting through. Now let's see. Decide what you want to do here, buddy. Yeah, but Discord, there's so many other issues that come into play with Discord. I think I'm capped at, I think like 50, unless I do my, I gotta add my subscription, or I guess I gotta boost up my subscription, which I could look into. And those are all things I look into. I'm trying to phase things in little by little to make sure I'm comfortable with everything. But I can multi-stream to YouTube, Discord. It's gotten a lot better recently. Oh, big absorption on the ES, or on the NQ, I should say. It's gonna get wacky here. Anybody having issues with Take Profit Trader this morning? I know funding ticks. I couldn't get into my my dashboard. I could get into it, but I couldn't really see anything. All right, little setup here on the NQ short 24,569.50. TP1 is not that great. 24,564.50. TP2 24,557.50. Stop loss at the 24,576. Entry 24,569.50. TP1 24,564.50. TP2 24,557.50. Stop loss at the 24,576. Let's do this here. I increased the font on the labels, so maybe they're a little bit more pronounced now. I guess let's do the same thing with the ES. Okay. Whoa. I'm also I can't show you guys on screen, but I'm also monitoring the ES IB low as well. I just want to see if they get a footprint confirmation there, if that how that kind of plays out. Would need to build some data before taking that trade. No, I am not listening to. I love to listen to music while I'm trading, but I just have the big headphones down here. I want to figure out like just get some not earpods, but the earbuds, the connected ones though, not the Bluetooth ones, so I can listen in as well. Yeah, Billy Joe, I'm pretty much the same too on the news events. At 9 a.m., I don't know, there was just the ES, the NQ going on at the same time, and I just didn't even put my thought process on the news, which I should have, because that was probably the first factory orders report in a while. So that caught me pretty nasty. Strong push here. Just a lot of resistance up here. A lot of volume it's got to churn through right here. I would think the easiest auction here would be at the IB low. And they got the 25s and the 20s. So they've got enough, I think, to play with here before taking out a lot of this open, unbalanced area up here. That's my thought process. I think it's easier when volatility is high. I mean, not like market open or headline news volatility, but when the market's moving, as a volume-based trader, that's where you get the most opportunities. So they're coming after this. To me, it just makes more sense opening up auctions down here and then displacing up here. Seems like the path of least resistance. All right, take it out. You know you want to. All right, that got removed. Now we can go back to our idea here. So now that they took out that big unbalanced volume area, they could easily take it. I mean, I still think that they're going to want to come after the IB low. There's a lot sitting down here for them to also pick up. And then probably distribute all the way up to like the 95s, somewhere right around here. I'd rather take out IB low than take out the 95s first. Could be violent here. Not much in its way besides like the 40s and then IB low. Right there. Not sure, did not see anything there. That came in violent, just like I said. All right, no play there. Now let's look at it from the flip side. So now the 95s are in play for sure. These 95s up here. That's the easiest place for them to displace this auction right here. But I want to see what happens here now with the 430s. It's not really defended that great. All right, little setup here at the 24 450s, but now I'm curious to see what's going to happen here at the 30s. Very curious. Well, that missed it by a point. So you usually get a nice little reaction too to the downside when you have such an impulsive move there. I missed that one by maybe a point. I think there was a pretty decent footprint confirmation on that one too, as well, that at least what I saw. But yeah, when you get such a strong impulsive move and it blows through all of that liquidity, you can always look for a retest of the low, taking it to the short, which would have played out pretty nicely there, but it was off by maybe a point. As far as a short, we're looking at the 24,450.75, targeting the 24,445.25, and TP2 at the 24,439.25 with a stop loss at the 24,457.50. So again, entry at the 450.75, TP1 445.25, TP2 439.25, stop loss at the 457.50. And again, eye on the prize is up here at the 24,495 for the NQ. It can displace all of their open auctions there. That's a decent footprint confirmation. Let's see. Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. Jeez, I went right through it. Yeah, that was way too much upward pressure there. Way too much upward pressure there. They're coming after the 495s with a quickness. But I got no setup up here. All right, this one did not defend at all. It's a tricky day in the markets today. So the 65.95 did hit, huh? Nice. That's just that kind of a day. It's that kind of a day. All right, just take this out. You know, you need to. All right, let's get that over with. So that played out exactly how I thought it would. Oh, it's a tricky day, tricky day. Tricky day. All right, strong little push here by the NQ. Right now defending the 75s, which doesn't help my entry. All right, they just cleaned up the 95s. Might want to retest that. Oh, right to our tick. Right there. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Oh my God. Oh man. It's on the line. Did not get filled there. Oh, this is one of those days. It's one of those days, you could just tell. Oh man. What the fuck was that? What the fuck was that? Right to the tick. 0 drawdown on that one. Oh man. That was brutal. That was brutal. The high 24,569.50. Exactly our entry. That's gross. It's one of those days, I guess. Hmm. Well, that was unfortunate. Yeah, that would have been a perfect perfect no drawdown, very stress-free trade. Oh boy. Be right back. Well said, Billy Joe. Well said. It's wrong ATM. Wrong ATM. Let's see. ES is going to have a very hard time right around here to get through. A lot of defense right there. A lot of unbalanced volume. And they're just distributing everything that they did down here, which was their open auction. Now they're going to close it. I do like how the 6650 is defended. I'd like to see the 52s come in a little bit. This should be very interesting right here. Agreed. Billy Joe. Agreed. A lot of absorption. Right now they left the 40s open. Don't take that out. I'd like to see them leave that alone, which they did for right now, which is good. Don't grab this yet. Don't grab this yet. I know it's very inviting. We're at the 40s. Right there. It's inviting. I know this. They might take the 50s. I hope we get taken into this one. The reaction might come right at the 50. I've got it at the 50.50. We'll see. Yeah, my finger on the trigger. That was a decent footprint confirmation. They could take out the 40s now with that one. Let's go. Let's go into the 50s. I mean, a little push here. Little push. No, 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 no. No, not again. I can't, not 2 times in a row. Not 2 times in a row. Okay. All right, so they got a pretty big target here at the 6640s. Oh, come on. 52s they can test. But not much more than that. Much more than that. Come on. That's the reaction. Let's go. Nah, I didn't see the footprint. That's gonna not good. Not good. Did not see a footprint there. That's where I wanted to see a footprint confirmation. Unbelievable. What a day. What a day, what a day, what a day. What else is left? I mean, they should have at least swept TP1. I mean, that was, I think, pretty close on TP1. Just by how the candle closed. But this doesn't look good. Does not look good. That was our last layer right there. Not much defense after that. No good footprint confirmation either. $55s. No. Not looking good, peeps. Looking good. We just target TP1 at this point. That would be a shame, but let's do it. If it even gives us that opportunity. I think it's going to give you TP2 if we can get this pushed down here. No, no, no. Oh, no. Now it's going to give it to us. Let's... Oh, Jesus. Oh, I just lost one there. That's not good. That's not good. Oh, this could be deadly. This could be deadly. I don't know. I just see them, TP2 still being such an open target for them. Let's see what happens here. No. mean, it makes the most sense for them to take right at the 45s, but this is just not one of those days of making sense. Might take my stop once we get to TP1, if we get there. Might move my stop down. I think the greed's kicking in here. Let's go. Let's go. And my stop is pretty much in a very arbitrary place. There's no really rhyme or reason where I had my stop either, so that wasn't great. A decent stop would have been at the 60s, but again, that would have been just risking way too much. That's a nasty one. Nasty one. Let's see what we're doing. Oh, man. That was not good. Cash accounts took a beating today. Cash accounts took an absolute beating. If it does it here, I'm going to be pretty upset. I had my stop pretty much at just an ATM strategy stop. Really, the stop would have been at the 60s again, but with that first loss, it's kind of hard to stomach that many points. And I think the eye on the prize is the 6640s. Just didn't have the bullets. Well, I'm red nasty today. Very nasty. All right, guys, I think I'm going to call it for the day. It's just not seeing anything right today. And the ones that I do see right, missed by a tick. I'd like to know if this hit TP1. I don't think it did. Oh, maybe it did, because I did set it. Yeah. I think my ATM was set to 4 points on this one, so I was down here. So I don't know. Let me know if that hit TP1. I guess I can look right here. It did. It did. You son of a gun. Yeah, just off by a point. Oh, nasty. And I just want to see it flush to the 40s just so it can stab me in the heart. Yeah, I'm done for the day. I'm not. It's too much emotional capital taken away from me today. I just want to see a flush. All right, guys, I'm done for the day. You know, there's an NQ that's really close to, but if I don't take it, maybe this one will come to fruition. But yeah, I'm not gonna even look at it. All right, I'm done for the stream, guys. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Market open. Sorry, today was a tough day. Things a lot tougher on me than some of the people that might have just been on TP1s, but we'll see. See you guys tomorrow. Take care, everybody. Hit the like on the stream, even though big red day today.